Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Rail Survival. I just realized I put my nice little chair on the wrong side of the tower.
Energy low.
I also just realized that I don't get energy from that chair, so I have to be a little careful. But yeah, well, it'll be great for a sunset, because the sunset's over there. But I've done some work up here. I have the tubes, I have some panels. It's not done, but it's getting us a bit. Finished up welding everything. I can't remember how much of this was done at the end of last week, but look around. If it looks new, it's probably new. Yeah, when the sun sets, I have a nice little spot to come relax and watch it. When the sun rises, I should be working. So let's go work. I am pleased with this thing. It's not, all that thrilling, but just having big infrastructure. Anytime you have like a big thing that moves in Space Engineers, it's fun. So I'll take the opportunity as we ride down to go over my plan. My plan for today, I think, my plan for today will involve checking what I can do real quick. And then I think the thing I need to do is start setting up the ice mine. Because I'm very low on jetpack fuel, which is not very good for building large solar panel rigs. I could also use it for power. So as I mentioned previously, I have in this a mod that basically makes ice a lot more power intensive to refine, plus some other little tweaks. So the fact that I will have infinite ice does not strictly mean I will have infinite power, but with infinite ice, I should be able to use ice as fuel or hydrogen as fuel. I just need to go over there and build basically a little refinery rig that pulls the ice out of the ground, turns it into, hydrogen and oxygen, but I guess that just goes away. And yeah, then I can at least have sort of emergency. I could stick an engine on here, so if that stuff isn't doing great, I can have a backup engine. I think it's the next course of action. To do that, first thing I need to do is figure out if I can build one of those thingies. And which means I need to know what's in one of those thingies. This guy. Specifically, I want the advanced drill. Ah! Get off the truck, you. Ow! Get off me! Okay, I think that's it. Hopefully. Should probably set up some turrets at some point too. So 30 tubes, 100 motors, 10 computers. Actually, hold on. I should. If I do that, then do that, it will attempt to produce everything. So I need 4,500 iron, 250 nickel. I have plenty of nickel. And not enough iron. Okay. So alternative plan, what I'm going to do. So I've got my iron pit over here. And I could do a bit of drilling to sort of level this off. But I don't know. I don't want to risk losing that iron, because a part of why I'm here is so I have easy access to what'll probably be the most important resource in this playthrough. So I think what I'm gonna do is drive off somewhere unimportant, find myself some other iron. So poke it things because are these all? Yes, those are all named trailer front. So I can adjust them. Let's make them... Oh. Okay, negative 0.30. Just raise those wheels up a bit, so when I'm loaded, they will do work, but hopefully it keeps my front wheels better on the ground right now. Anyway, I'm going to drive off in a random direction I don't care about, find some more iron, mine some of it, and then go from there. Oh boy. We're snaking a little bit. Ha. That's okay because we found what we need. Move my containers to easy access. Oof. So in my head, I was like, well, I should really fill up everything, you know. Make sure that, I really make use of this time. I've barely filled up one container. I'm still probably like 3 loads away. That's 21,000 iron. I think I'm good. I think we are good. I am going to, hopefully this does what I tell it to. Okay. Stay. Just split the load evenly between them. Oh, no. There we go. I don't know why I'm going through this process instead of just the chat, but not a bad idea to mark here. If I need to come back. Okay. Now, we attempt to get home without exploding. Ooh. So you can see we are fairly heavy, but my front wheels are on the ground. That's those extra wheels. Actually, they aren't spinning. It'll probably... something will happen, it'll update the physics and everything will freak out. Oh, in fact, oh boy. Okay, I say that. The tail might be steering the dog a little bit on this one. There's a lot of side-to-side movement that I'm not asking for. Waha! Good thing there's no oncoming traffic. Oh. Yeah, I'm doing nothing here. I'm just pushing forward and wiggling. So, I may not be the best at trailer design, but that's okay. Because we're going to have tracks eventually, and this won't matter. Come on, stabilize. There we go. And then now we instantly, dramatically unstabilize. So this should get this built. I imagine I'll have enough iron from that refinement left that I won't have to worry too much about a second one of these. Though I may go ahead and build it. I would like to get the, I'd like to get it working over here. Because again, iron is going to be probably the most important thing here. Oh, I did just realize though, ooh, a potential flaw in this system of mine. So how these drills work, they just kind of pump out material. They aren't all that quick. So, yeah, they're still, they're kind of balanced. But it's basically just infinite material filling your cargo. I may need to set up a sort of preliminary cargo container over there with iron in it. So the iron flows in, gets held there, and doesn't fill up all my other containers. Which would be interesting because I've never actually done that before. You don't normally need to. Let's maybe plan that out a bit while we go here. I can use a conveyor sorter, but conveyor sorters work. They either allow stuff through or they don't. The issue, I need to mine the iron out of here. Oh, okay. Okay, I've got a scheme. It's a bit of a wacky scheme, but it's a scheme nonetheless. Okay. So instead of having cargo here, I'm gonna move straight into a refinery. What this refinery will let me do, as the iron comes out, it'll slowly fill up the inventory on this thing. I can have this maybe set to full yield modules just to get the most out of the iron I can get. But this will produce iron ingots from iron ore. This sorter I will set so that it doesn't let iron ore through, only iron ingots. So the iron ore will come up from there, go straight into a refinery and slowly get converted. The refinery's inventory will sort of give the buffer zone I need, and really, because it'll be constantly coming in, if everything gets filled up with iron ore, I don't really care, because that just means more iron forever. So this'll just be iron existence. It'll pump straight iron ingots out into the rest of the base where they can be accessible. Yeah, I think that'll be good. And it could be kind of interesting having basically what this means is I'll have the main base and then I'll have this little refinery thing set up over here. Ooh, and maybe because I have these catwalk things I can walk up, maybe this gives me catwalks that I can then walk over the piping on. Yeah. Okay. So that's set up. How are we going production-wise? Done. Alright. Still got that on the old hotbar. Just start pulling it out and loading it into the truck. Well, battery. Need some wind turbines. My plan is to have this basically a completely separate grid. Eventually I'll run piping, but I can do that without building off of this network. So, battery and turbines for power. Then, most important thing will be generators and a tank. Tank. Can I not build? Oh, no. I'm pretty sure, yeah. I need to build a generator before I can build a tank. It does sound like the iron is done, though, so... Okay, so 6K iron, that's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Ooh. Okay, maybe it's a little bad. So this is just wind turbines and O2H2 gens. That's most of the iron. Should I get this one built first? Maybe it would be a smarter idea. You know what? Maybe it would. Stop all this. So instead of my original plan, I'm doing a new plan, which is build everything over there. Because if I build everything over there, then I have iron coming in, everything becomes much easier over there to build. And in reality, I need jetpack fuel. I would like jetpack fuel. But I should be able to do all of that without it. In fact, it might be kind of fun. So let's get the rest of these and lay out some more bits. Let's see if we can go from here. Now, where is... So there's the hole. Nope. There's the hole. Right? Wait. Yes. That's drill hole. That is an upgrade module because these things are upgradable. Can I still... Ah. I can just squeeze out. Let's see if I can place this from up here. It wants to be on the corner. Okay. I can make that work. Down here will be mostly hidden anyway, so we'll have those guys. And then... Come on. What? Okay. I can... There's enough room. Oh. Now, I'm pretty sure that little thing is supposed to be a color. So I don't think I'm actually... I think I need to go a little lower. Ah, yep. Blue looks better than it was. Now, can I... There we go. Get rid of you. Oh, I can... It's a little disorienting when this is mostly not here. Okay. Let's get all the bits. Get this going. It should, because it's connected up to power, it'll at least start producing as soon as I build it. I do need to pull some of the parts out of here, though. I can slowly get this moved over. Hello, drill. I guess I could move the truck, too, but the truck is kind of tricky to move, so this is probably fine. Oh. Okay, I guess it doesn't need all those motors. It's not doing anything to my knowledge. It's supposed to make a rather annoying racket, which I did just realize is probably a bad call considering I put it in my house. Okay. We'll drill. Oh boy, oh. Isn't that baby Thump? Okay, and actually, I mean, it's not as quick as mining voxel with the drill, but the voxel doesn't go away, so that's pretty good, actually. Let's see how annoying this is going to be long term. Okay. So about here is where the sound falls off. So that's not too bad. I can actually, if I build the bulk of my base out this way, then it's sort of just as I come here, I hear this going. I may eventually, I may move this cargo container and all of this. Yeah, it's not great from the funicular. But hey, that's what we're doing. That does get loud. Well, so I got in here just to move the truck around and to recharge. While I'm here, there's an unknown signal not too far away. So, I'm waiting for stuff to produce anyway. Might as well go and check it out. If I can get there in 4 minutes without exploding. It is sorta... Oh god. Okay, moving the camera around in this wiggly vehicle is not very pleasant. It's something I've noticed and can't really show off currently. We're kind of in this valley thing. The geography of Pertram's a little odd, very bluffy. But where we are, it's kind of a nice area for what I'm doing. Because I can just run my tracks up and down the valley. Should provide some nice scenic views. Is this... Don't know if this is around this rock or on top of this. There it is. Okay. Now, are you going to fly away? No, your box. Although it may roll. Click. Nope, it doesn't roll. And I got something that I've already gotten before. I don't think I realized these had... Oh, this is a broadcast controller. I don't think I've looked at these enough to know that they have things. So I discovered why the unknown signal loot drops don't show up anymore. It is something that the mysterious, unknowable, otherworldly entity known as Steam started doing, where this is probably a bad idea. Basically, if you get something that you've already got, it doesn't bother telling you. Oh, very bad idea. Ah. We made it, though. Yeah, so whenever you get an unknown signal and nothing happens, it is because you got something you already got, probably another cow grinder. Should make some food when I get back, though. We should have enough kelp for a good few crisps. Because I think this may be the... I don't know how many days the tracking rig has been active. But it is more than just the one. Because I spent some time getting stuff finished and fiddling around with things in between. Okay, just for Sandy's sake, turn you off for a second. My guess is it's probably chock full of material. That may be something I do as well. Once I get things kind of finished up here, maybe I set up a sensor or something so that it doesn't just continually go. Basically, if I get too close, it turns off so I don't go deaf. That, or I figure out how to modify the sound settings. But, well, one way or another, we should be able to make this more tolerable. It really depends on how much... What am I full of? Oh, stuff for this. It really depends on what all how much material I actually need versus how much I'm regularly getting. Because especially once I have sort of other stuff, this thing just running, you know, I don't know the ratio of how much it produces versus how much I'll end up using. And I should be able to set things up such that I can stay away most of the time and it can run. Especially once I'm out in the world setting up track and other things. Now we have 4,500 iron and we need 7. That'll mostly be for that guy. So what I may do here, because of course we have a supply of iron, I may just pop this open real quick. Take some of that. I can get it manually refined through this end. That should at least give us enough material that I can get this up and running. Okay. Refinery done. I unlocked some more stuff. Could use a little more hubbub, but if I turn that back on, get up in here. Oh. Right. And fix this guy. There we go. So now, yeah, this sounds more refining. Yeah. So it does look like the refinery outpaces the drill, which is probably good. Actually, it is good, because as I put yield modules on everything, this thing should... I shouldn't have to worry about speed or anything. Power maybe, but this is all static grid, so power shouldn't be a big issue. So I can focus on all yield, and it should give me a lot of iron. Pretty much at the maximum rate of this guy. There we go. So, sorter, I want it to blacklist. I'm so happy there's a search bar for these now. There didn't used to be. Iron ore. None. So now, no iron ore will pass this sorter, meaning it all stays here. Oh, I don't need to do that. It all stays in here, all gets refined. It should all just go. Oh, in fact, you can tell by the sad little whirring noises. Yeah, we've hit maximum on the drill. So I probably could put power on this, yield on that, and won't. Again, it doesn't make much difference really, yield, because it's infinite. It's just a matter of how quickly I produce it. Alright, and ta-da! Everything is now connected. Just to verify real quick. Yep, can't drag iron in from there to there. Can, however, drag it from the refinery. Sweet, everything is working. And what I may do, just I'm gonna gussy up the refinery a little bit with some details. Important thing, this event controller, I'm going to set up Control the refinery. So it'll watch our cargo. When cargo is less than 10%? That sounds good. On our refinery, which I should rename, since this is specifically the iron refinery. So, it'll watch the refinery. When cargo gets lower than 10%, it will turn off the refinery. I should probably do 2 of these. So my idea here, because this produces less material, produces material slower than that refines it, this thing is just sort of kicking on, beeping, turning off, and it's annoying. So, with these event controllers, they'll watch, and when that gets full up, it will turn on. When it gets low, it turns off. Now currently it's not going to get low. Well, it's not going to get low enough because it's not going to get high enough. It needs to get more than 10% cargo in it to do what it needs to do. But I should... Unfortunately,
Energy
I can't
low.
use the existing... Right? So what I want to have happen is... When we're below 10%, they return off, and when it's above like 80%, it turns on. As it is here, I can only have it trigger around, so it would turn on above 10%, turn off below, which basically just moves the point where it flicks on and off further along. So yeah, I think I need 2 event controllers, and with 2, I should be able to have it turn on. Basically, wait a while, turn on when it's mostly full, and then turn off when it's mostly empty. So, we're set up. When the iron refinery is less than 10%, it turns off. And when the iron refinery is greater than or equal to 90%, it turns on. Now, if I turn that off, it'll start accumulating. Let's get up here to watch it. Yeah, so material's building up in there. Once that gets to 90% of that, the refinery will start running, run everything in it until it runs out, and then keep going. Which should save a little bit of power, I suppose. Mostly just keeps, you know, I already have one, there you go, thank you, one loud annoying noise over here. I don't need 2. And while we're at it, get the bits for one of these. Oh, and remember that because of, ow, that sorter.
No energy.
Okay, everything's gone wrong quickly. Because that sorter, I can't pull materials. Because they don't go back the other way. Anyway, exhaust. I can tie our exhaust into our vent controllers. So when the refinery turns off, the exhaust turns off. When the refinery turns on, the exhaust turns on. Just a little storytelling fun that'll add some more life to the area. I did just realize, hopefully these thresholds get hit because there are two cargo systems. I would assume that it works with either, like if either one hits 90. I guess we'll find out. Okay. Well, while that does its thing, we should have enough material now that we can build a second drill and get all of the stuff we need for the other mine. Ooh. No. Refinery's not on. Those numbers were going the other way. We're getting close. No. What? Hold on. No, it is running. Haha! Look at that. We got smoke. The refinery is refinerying. Yeah, so it did work. It may add these two, but that should be okay, because could be a problem to turn it off. We'll find out, but we know it at least turns on, and I doubt I'll remember to check it when it's low enough. We know it turns on, and we know why it might break in the future. I did just realize another flaw here. So, I'm producing iron ingots. Those iron ingots, you know, it's slower. But eventually, I can flood my entire system with iron. I imagine I'm not gonna get there. I'm gonna be building enough stuff that it'll take a while. So, yeah. Yet another thing that can go wrong. I mean, worst case, if I get too many iron ingots rather, I can just throw them away, which will feel very strange, but you know, it may just be what has to happen. Okay, our refinery is off. I don't know exactly when, but I'm guessing it turned off when that was 10. So I think it's or on this. If either of these numbers hits either threshold, the event happens, which is the best possible outcome here. Hopefully that's the truth. Okay. Let's redistribute. Oh, that's pretty perfect. We should have enough material now. Let's head over to the ice. And hopefully get that built without too many trips back. It's a little dark, unfortunately. I think... No. Okay, that's too high. That, if I keep fiddling with this forever, I will be here forever. So, this is good. This is where this goes. So if this is the core, we can build everything around it. It was blue, which means we're good and on ice. I hope. Now, annoyingly, these guys... So this is clearly the orientation this is supposed to be. But in this orientation, the bubbles go sideways. Which I guess, you know, in space, sure, whatever. But we aren't in space. So it doesn't really make sense. Yeah, I think this should work alright. I can build a tank farm off of this. The trick will be power. Hopefully there's enough clearance between these guys, but I may have to maneuver some towers out, you know, extend them away from the body of this thing. Ooh, so that takes 1,800 kilowatts. These produce 700. How much? How badly am I draining the power on my main base? Hold on. Oh boy. Okay, these things are maybe a little power hungry. That's not ideal. We should be able to go ahead and get it running at least. With the power of battery. This does probably mean this outpost will need a massive wind farm in order to produce enough juice to actually run this. Because again, hydrogen is not... I can't use hydrogen power to refine more hydrogen because of how I've set things up, so... Oh, nope. There it goes. Yeah, fully depleted in 52 minutes. We are getting ice, though. Which we can put in there. Start refilling bottles. I may turn that off. So that's the important thing right now, is this exists and I can engage it when needed. Yeah, so looking at everything on here, the static drill is 1.8 megawatts and each generator is 1 megawatt. Which I think is more than normal. Yeah, well, it's the same, at least, between that one and the normal. So, hopefully I'm correct and my mod is working. If nothing else, even if the mod isn't working, I will use the mod as if... I will play the game as if the mod is working and not... I think that was lightning that just hit me. Good thing I have that turned off. But yeah, even if the mod isn't working, I will pretend the mod is working and play the game as such. Okay, so we've got a well, got another thing. Let's get the solar panels finished just because power is going to be the next issue. I turned off the thumper over here just because power was starting to get low. This storm should help us. Well, it'll help a bit. It'll help over there more. Oh. Ah. Okay. Storms, radioactive. Good to remember. I think that's the first time I've been radiated? I don't know. It was only a little bit, but not ideal. Don't have any of those radiation kits, do I? Power, med kits. Don't think so.
Fuel critical.
Uh-oh. Ah. Ow. Okay. So, we may have access to hydrogen, but that doesn't do you any good when you don't pay attention to your fuel. Get our health back, use up the last bit on here, and then hop over there. Maybe I build more bottles. Or maybe I don't, because it looks like I'm out of silicon. That's no good. Well, we'll get what we can finished, and it's a good start. Also, hold on. We're also out of nickel. Oh boy. Well, these plant tubes aren't going to be very productive. I need to go off and mine some stone. Well, you know what? I can do that other times, but I think we'll call it for today. Looking out over my, I can't get everything in one shot. Oh well. Dramatically looking out over my, well, my well, I guess. Basically what I've built over there. I may paint those pipes blue, just differentiate it. But yeah, that's it for today. Next time, I think next time we build the main base, I would like to get a sort of large area done, you know, an area I can live in. So I can go and wait out those storms somewhere that isn't the cockpit of my truck. Yeah, we may also, I may go and set up, now that I've got materials coming in pretty regularly, I may try and go set up some more mines on like the nickel and the silicon, get those running. That way, at the very least, I can get, even if I have to go manually pick them up for a while without, you know, the joy of trains, I can at least get those materials coming in so I can build stuff. And or I just build a big stone drill somewhere and drill. But yeah, all that's coming in the future. For now, thank you everybody so much for watching. Feel free to check out the other stuff I've done, and until next week, bye-bye.